guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am really excited and a little bit shocked, I kid you not, because I have a palette called the Blockbuster palette. Now, if you guys grew up in the times that I did, I mean, Blockbuster was everything. I was born and raised in the Bronx, so my mom used to take me and my sister to the Blockbuster on Fordham, and it was so much fun being able to pick your movie. Now, honestly, my mom didn't let us watch anything that wasn't like Disney. But anyways, the point is Blockbuster was so much fun, and I had to get it just because it was just so nostalgic. You can find this palette in Hot Topic. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't done a Hot Topic palette review in a very long time. Usually Hot Topic palettes can be a hit or a miss. And on top of that, I was really nervous about this because this is the same brand that made the Polly Pocket palette. And now, if you guys have been on my channel for a while and you watched the review, you know how much I hated that palette. It was so bad. The pigment was horrible. It was patchy. I was like, ugh, no. So when I saw that Taste Beauty made this, at first I was like, this is gonna be trash. I was wrong, you guys. I am really happy with this palette. You can definitely make it work. So we're going to dive into the details of this palette right now. This is how the palette looks up close. I'm trying not to get the ring light. So sorry about that. When you open up the palette, it looks like this. It comes with a very large mirror that does hold all the way back. And here are the colors. This is the color story. Let me know what you guys think down below. This palette is cruelty free, has a 12-month shelf life. It is made in China. It does contain mica, but there is no talc, and has a total net weight of 18 grams, 1.5 grams per shadow. This cost, by the way, $16.90. I did get it for cheaper because I had some hot cash, which is a $15 discount off of $30 with Hot Topic if you go shopping there and whatnot. So I got this for much cheaper, but honestly, I do feel like it's worth $16.90, and it's basically because of the packaging alone. The shadows are pretty good too. So let's just dive into the swatches. The swatches that you guys are looking at right now are 2 times each, which is really impressive for a Hot Topic palette. The shadows themselves do feel smooth. They aren't rough, which is really great. I didn't experience so much kick up in the pan, and I didn't experience any falling out as well. I do want to go over just a few things before we dive into the eye demo. I do like the color story. However, I do feel like they could have just thrown in 2 or 3 shimmers. I didn't need 3 yellows. It could have given me 1 shimmer there. I personally like a palette that has a little bit of shimmers in it just so that I don't have to dip into anything else. Another thing you guys must know before purchasing this palette, the packaging is great. That's without a doubt. But the shadows themselves do need some build up. The yellows especially need a lot of build up. I don't know for sure if these yellows are going to perform the same on a darker skin tone. I myself had to build up yellow for it to show up on my lid. I think that these shadows will work best with like a white base so that the colors will pop. Today I used a concealer base. You guys know I normally use that, so as you can see, it still shows up, but again, it's gonna need a build up. It's not impossible. It's definitely doable, manageable, and if you like things like this and you don't want to spend money on a really expensive palette and you don't mind building up those shadows, then this is something that I would highly recommend for you guys. So for this eye look, I'm just going to be using one brush. It's going to be the Alter Ego number 11 brush, which is like a packing brush. And of course, I'll be using the Kylie Cosmetics Maple Concealer for my eyeshadow base. The first shadow I'm going to go into is Adventure. Again, these are pigmented, but you have to build it up. It's very odd. As it like settles in, you want to build it up a little bit more. Once it's built in the color that you want, it looks really pretty. I'm just going to kick this back all the way out to a dramatic wing. Next shadow is going to be Fantasy, which is just a lighter blue. Initially, it did look like the same color, but as it like blends out, it does look much lighter than the darker blue. So when I first started this eye look, I was like, wait, there's 2 of the same blues, no. But then, as I blended, I was like, okay, calm down, Chris. Next, I'm going to go in with Classics, the white, just a little bit, just to blend out the top, make it even softer, and then even lighter blue. I really like the way the white blends in with the blue. I thought that the white, honestly, was not going to be as pigmented, but I'm taking very little of this white, and you can see it immediately lighten the blue. Next, I'm going to go in with Cartoon, which honestly is one of my favorite shadows in this palette. And I'm just going to put this right here on the outer V. I mean, look at that color. It's really something. It's pigmented. and it's gorgeous. And again, I'm doing this with packing motions. You know, I think that it's important to know how to use shadows, especially when you're trying to figure out a palette. You know, you gotta try different methods to see if it works, and then if everything you've tried doesn't work, then maybe that palette just isn't it. For the remainder of the lid, I'm just gonna go in with Television, which is over here. Now this I definitely needed to pack on, so I'm gonna show you guys. This is just one time. Two. So you definitely have to build up the yellow. I do see that you have to build up all of the yellows in this palette, so if you're interested in this palette for the yellows and you're hoping that like it doesn't need a lot of work, then this palette may not be for you. But if you don't mind putting in the work, especially because you want the palette for nostalgic reasons, then I mean, just know it's not impossible. You gotta put in, you know, a little bit of a building time for this palette to work. For the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go in with Comedy, which is shockingly my favorite shade in this palette. It's like a really beautiful kind of bluish gray, and it really is pigmented. I was expecting it to be honestly kind of dull and patchy based on the Polly Pocket, you know, palette, but this one really did not disappoint. I go in little by little because it's a dark shadow and I don't want any fallout to fall on my face, but I mean, honestly, it's just really gorgeous, and I love me a gorgeous shadow. Under Comedy, I'm just gonna go in a little bit with Family, just to, you know, blend out that line, make sure nothing's too harsh, make it nice and soft. Since there are no shimmers in this palette, I'm just going to take the little trio palette that we have here from the Beauty Bakery. I'm gonna go in with the middle part, which is their shimmer, and I'm gonna go and put that for my inner corner highlights. And I actually messed up earlier on my eye with the liner. I went above onto the yellow, so I'm just gonna put that here as well. And of course, we can't forget the brow bone. Oof. Forget how gorgeous that highlighter is. Okay, well that's it. I'm gonna put on some liner lashes and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I need you all to sound off down below. What do you think of the Blockbuster palette? Do you think it's a hit? Or do you think you're like, I don't need it? Honestly, I am a sucker for packaging, so you guys know I had to grab me this. It is really, really cute. I'm so happy I actually got the shadows to work because I would have been so disappointed, just like that Polly Pocket video. Okay guys, that's all for today. I definitely have another video coming your way. It's with an indie brand that I have not tried before, and it's really, really exciting because I love to try new indie brands. So until the next video, I hope you all stay safe, and I love you all so much. Bye!